Survivor 44 airs tonight. I love Survivor. And so today, I'm going to give you my predicted ranking of the entire cast, 18th to 1st. Let's see how this goes. P.S. If I get this 100% right, I expect Survivor to send me the $1 million. 18th place, I've got Heidi Lageris Greenblatt. I think she's going to be an early target as a challenge liability. Doesn't seem like the kind of person that's going to be the most social, so unfortunately I have her going home first. In 17th place, we've got Jaime Lynn Ruiz. She favorably talks about Angelina as a brilliant player. That feels like a bad sign. I think she's going to think she's doing significantly better than she is and is going to be blindsided real early. 16th. This guy's getting a lot of attention, but Yam Yam Arocho. I think he's going to come on really strong, but be considered an early challenge liability. People will like him, but I don't think they'll want to be in an alliance with him, which is unfortunately going to make his early downfall. 15th, we got Matthew Grinstead Male. Seems like he's going to be hyper loyal to somebody he shouldn't, and won't be considered a huge physical necessity. I think he's going to play the super loyal game, and it's going to be his early downfall. 14th, we've got Carolyn Weiger. She describes herself as loud and a little passionate. Based on some of the press and her interview, it seems like she may be a little bit abrasive. We'll see. Maybe she'll surprise me, but I think people are going to have a little bit of trouble with her. 13th, Brandon Cotton. Pro athletes have a bad history in this game, and I don't see him making the merge for this reason. I think he will just be too untrustworthy and people won't want to take him deep. Sarah Wade in 12th. She seems like somebody that could go deep, but I get the feeling she's going to end up on the outside and is going to get voted out in order to flush an idol. They'll split the votes against her, and somebody will play their idol, and she's unfortunately going to go home. 11th, we got Josh Wilder, another fan favorite. I think he's going to be voted out right before the merge because he's a challenge threat, but somebody that won't be super tight with anybody. Notably, he's one of the many people who compares themselves to Jeremy as a survivor they're like. In 10th, Bruce Peralt. Just gives the vibes of a trademark merge boot. It'll be him or Danny at the merge, and Danny will win immunity. 9th, we've got Kane Fritzler. Seems very likable and fun. He compares himself to Tyson, which seems like it makes sense. Somebody that they aren't going to want to go around with in the long run, and my winner pick will probably throw him out as a blindside. He's just too likable and is going to go home early in the merge. At 8th, we've got Matt Blankenship. He seems like he's fitting into a survivor archetype and is going to make the merge, but end up on the outs there. Side note, Jeff did note that this is we have the first Survivor Showmance in 7 seasons, and I feel like it may be this guy and the girl Maddie, which she comes up a little bit later. In 7th, we've got one of my 2 favorites, Carson Garrett. Now, he got into Georgia Tech, and I was denied, so I think there's a little bit in me that hopes he's just a super genius to make me feel better. But historically, 7th is a big vote out, and I think they'll see him as a huge threat at this point and knock him out. In 6th, we got Claire Rafson. People are going to realize she's a social threat. She says she's most like Michelle, and her story seems a bit too strong for them to let her get to the end. In 5th, I've got Helen Lee. I think she's the Carla of this season. She's a strategic player who will play a great game until she's backed up against a wall and can't escape. Side note, I'm realizing just now how many women there are in my top 10. I'm sensing there may be a women's alliance going on. Number 4, Franny Marin. This is my personal favorite player along with Carson, and I think it'll come down to her or my winner pick at the final 4, and she's going to lose in the fire. At 3rd, we've got Lauren Harp. She says she's like Erica, so I think she'll probably go deep, but I don't think they're going to give it to an Erica winner again. In 2nd, we've got that other part of my predicted showmance, Maddie Pamela. I can see her aligning with threats that get knocked out before her, and playing a fun game, but not being able to eliminate my winner pick at fire like she wants. And my Survivor 44 winner pick is actually Danny Massa. He gives a little bit of Tony energy off, but I think he's going to be holistically different. He's a challenge beast, but I think he will keep people ahead of him in the pecking order. I see him being targeted at the final 4 and then winning a final fire making. I predict this may be our next challenge beast. We haven't had one in quite a while, since Tony, and I think he's going to be the next one and pull out the win. So that's my predicted ranking. Go ahead and share what you think down below. I do plan on being on this show someday, so knocking all these out of the park would be a good way to get this started. Talk about what you're excited about and the potential for the youngest winner ever. Holding out my hope for you, Carson.